Good y'all, this your man's IRLnash. Welcome to the Pokemon Center as always. Got my man's Ronin Sumo here with me today. And the video that we tapping in with is how Def Jam and EA fumbled a game franchise. It's by Clout Cancun. I don't think that we've tapped into any of his videos before, but if this one's a good one, we're gonna make sure we subscribe because that's what we should be doing for people who helping us out.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
Spread the love.
Where is the love? No love. No. All right.
This is about to be good.
Oh yeah.
Bang a bang gang, yeah, gang beat kid. What's You should know me. C-E-O-N-M-P. Plain and simple, bitch, get your brain and temple hit. Yeah, you am who you came with.
I only played the first. I only played Def Jam Vendetta Fight in what was the second one? Fight for New York.
Yeah.
Why was it
Icons
called
is
Fight for New York, but it was Snoop Dogg as the boss?
Yeah, I never
made
caught
no
that.
The history of the
That's why
Def
they
Jam
called him
fighting
Pro. They
game
ain't called him
series
Snoop.
begins
That's
with
right.
Def Jam Vendetta in 2003, marking EA's return to wrestling games after the highly criticized WCW backstage
played that one.
assault
I never played
in
that one either.
2000. Developer Aki had originally been working with EA
Aki
on
was.
WCW Mayhem 2 for the PlayStation 2, but when WCW went out of business and was bought by the WWF in
Them niggas was chilling
2001,
with,
this
Larry the
project
Love Sponge
was
and shit.
canceled, leaving
Fucking
EA
each other's
searching
wives,
for a new
weirdos.
direction. Around that time, Kevin Lyles, former
Wow.
president of Def Jam Records and an avid gamer, noticed that Def Jam's music was
stay fair.
appearing
This
more
nigga
and more
Kevin Lyles.
in video games. He questioned why
This
Def Jam
nigga
wasn't
always in
creating its
somebody's
own
story,
games.
but just a footnote of the story. Like, nigga, Kevin Lyles was there too. Like, what? Why? He just was, nigga. We needed him.
Instead of just licensing music, that idea led to a meeting with EA, and soon the concept of a hip-hop based wrestling fighting game was born. The developers had just 8 months
honest
to
with
put
you.
the game together.
I ain't know some of these niggas until this game came out. I was like, who the fuck is Sticky Fingers?
Same here.
Bro, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Keith Murray? Huh?
I didn't even know
Through
Keith Murray
numerous
was in
brainstorming
that.
sessions,
Man,
the mission
crazy.
became clear. Build
Keith
a
Murray.
gritty underground
She look like
wrestling
she look
game
like a- she
starring
look like a- she look
real
like a
rappers.
movie
The
star.
roster included the likes of Method Man, Redman, Ludacris, Ghostface Killer, DMX, and many more. Each rapper added their creative input down from the clothing to their signature moves. Josh Holmes, the co-creator of Vendetta and Fight for New York, once told a story of Ghostface Killer's over-the-top request for his
I remember
character.
that shit.
Ghostface requested that his iconic gold
Was like
eagle
an eagle,
bracelet
yeah.
needed to come
Yeah.
alive during
fucking
matches
thing's heavy.
and attack opponents. The
This
game
nigga,
engine
dog.
that supported Vendetta could not handle this idea, but developers told him yes anyway,
Hey,
leading
bro,
to
I
disappointment
don't care
later
what
on.
nobody say. Hood niggas be some of the most eccentric niggas in the world, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. What the fuck you walking around with a gold eagle? Like, that's
Iron
some,
Man, Tony Stark,
that,
man.
yeah, bro, that's some shit I expect Prince to be doing, nigga, not Ghostface Killer. Like,
That's who he was, man. Mr. Suave, the
bro,
fucking
every
hip hop
hood,
shit.
every
Fucking
real
hell.
hood nigga, he just as eccentric as some of them niggas, bro. I swear to God, bro. Them niggas be eccentric as hell. That nigga Birdman, bro. Some of the shit that I be hearing about Birdman, I be like, oh, I thought this nigga was a gangster. Like, he is.
When Ghostface found out that this feature was not included. In an interview, Josh also expressed the initial desire for the game to have a mature rating, but when it came out, it was rated T for teen. In story mode, players choose between 4 characters and fight through the underground
those
scene
fucking
with the
characters.
goal of
Yeah.
taking down D-Mob.
The second one is when you could actually like customize your dude a little bit more, but the first one you could only pick between the cut. Man, that
They all suck.
niggas nowadays get to take pictures of themselves and put it in the game and shit and be like, yeah, this me, nigga, this me exactly. I'm like, man, fuck you. All this good technology that these kids get to do. Like I do that shit at my old age. People be like, "Oh, this nigga a try hard. This nigga doing too much." What they be saying now? They be like, "Grown ass man, mind you, grown ass." They just be like, "Grown ass man, mind you." Like, damn, bitch, I can't have fun because I'm grown. That's crazy.
That's when you have the most fun.
Bitch, I got money. I got
living.
disposable income.
Word.
I'm about to have more fun.
I got more than allowance now.
Bro, I'm gonna take more days off work than you gonna take off school this year. I promise you that. I promise you that. I'll just be real.
The man in control of the circuit. Def Jam Vendetta, released in April of 2002 for the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, quickly becoming a hit. Critics praised it. IGN gave it an 8.9, GameSpot an 8.4, and fans loved its feel, often comparing it to WWF No Mercy, which is widely considered to be one of the greatest wrestling games ever made.
My brother made a custom character in that game that was the hardest character. We could never beat it. He would whoop our ass every time.
He was your older brother?
No, it's my younger brother.
Man,
Random
see,
fucking character he made.
Nah,
and No Mercy to this day.
Them games. See, I got an older brother, and my older brother, this nigga ain't never let me win no games. No games, even to this day, bro. This nigga be. That's the reason why my Joy-Cons was broke. Cause this nigga gonna come over here and he gonna try to start beating me in Mario Kart, so I had to really beat this nigga ass. And I think that nigga just was pressing too hard on the Joy-Con and broke them bitches. He's like, nah, bro, I gotta win. Like he won like 3 times. I said, hold up, let me lock in real quick.
That shit, that's that focus.
Come on.
Thanks to the success of Def Jam Vendetta, a sequel was quickly developed. Def Jam Fight for New York, released in September.
All being all, the game that came out at the time it came out, the first Def Jam Vendetta, was like, it was appropriate for the era that it was made in. Yeah. It wasn't that it was like underperforming. Like that's all they really could do with the models and shit like that. They couldn't give you all that customization. Even when you looked at it in like the NBA games, the 2K, not 2K, but like live at that time, I would say. Like that customization really wasn't that great, to be honest with you. It was like you could have face number 5 or face number 6.
Wrestling games held down the customization for the longest.
I remember back then, if you wanted braids, it was just cornrows.
Yeah.
It was only cornrows. It was nothing else. And then they added the zigzag pattern in later on. They were like, oh, we're going to give you the... But they would always look terrible. Like, who made these?
2004, just 17 months after Vendetta. It launched on the OG Xbox, PS2, GameCube, and later the PSP as the takeover. This is the game many fans, including myself, refer to as the peak of the series. Fight for New York outperformed Vendetta critically, scoring 8.7 on both IGN and GameSpot. This game is beloved by fans, and you'd be lucky to find a copy for under $100 nowadays.
I rarely replay games.
The manual alone goes for around $40 on eBay. You can't make this stuff up. For the sequel, the developers wanted a combat system that was easy to pick up but deep enough for competitive play. They mixed fighting games, wrestling mechanics, and beat-em-ups while also proving that a fighting game could have a strong single-player story. Unlike Vendetta's wrestling focus, Fight for New York featured 5 fighting styles: street fighting, martial arts,
Yeah, I remember that shit
kickboxing,
was fun.
That
wrestling,
shit's so
and
cool.
This shit was
submissions.
fun. I
The
can't even
sequel
hold you up.
added
I was a Street
interactive
Fighter
crowds,
all the time.
environmental damage,
I would be doing the
KO
martial
moves,
arts shit
and
though.
the return of the over-the-top blazing
Hell yeah, because
attacks.
I used to
The
be like,
roster
back in the day
exploded
where
with nearly
Henry Rollins is the. Now that is one of, because this is one of the characters where I only know him. I only knew him at this point from this game. I didn't know who the fuck Henry Rollins was. And then you see him in like play a white supremacist and Sons of Anarchy. And then you just like, who the fuck is this guy? And then you look it up and it's like, oh, this nigga was a fucking metalhead back in the day.
Damn.
Yeah, this nigga.
I didn't know shit about Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins was a part. I forget what band it is, but it's like something like, I don't even think they consider metal. I think they consider more like punk rock. But like, yeah, he the lead singer of some band, bro. I was like, who would have knew this? They just threw Henry Rollins and Trejo. Look, this ain't Trejo.
Once again, we was in the building. Hey, we like video games. We want to be in shit.
Man, them niggas said, look, we got to add a few more people, but we can't get licenses from the people we want. They like, we better get the people we can.
Where the roller decks?
Rollins and Trejo. They got it. This is literally just This is DEI. These are DEI hires. Them niggas said we got to get some Hispanic people and some white people playing this game. We're gonna go Henry Rollins and Trejo. Those are gonna be the two guys.
70 playable characters, while Vendetta had nearly 50. This time around, the roster included the likes of Busta Rhymes, Snoop Dogg, Ice-T, Exhibit, Fat Joe, Slick Rick, Flavor Flav, and many others. The story picks up after Vendetta, with D-Mob's empire being challenged by Crow, aka Snoop Dogg, sparking a turf war across New York's underground fight scene. Instead of choosing between 4 selected characters, you now have the ability to create a character. Creating and customizing your character is one of my favorite aspects of the game, whether I'm getting iced out by Jacob the Jeweler, popping tags at Syndicate Urban Streetwear, visiting Stingray for that fresh haircut, getting tatted up by Manny, or visiting Henry Rollins at the gym to upgrade my fighting skills and stats. Something I find really intriguing about the game is how much content was cut. Corrupt's name is found in the text in the alpha build of the game when selecting Slick Rick. This could possibly mean that Corrupt was originally considered for the game, but Slick Rick replaced him. It's also possible that Corrupt would have been a representative for D-Mob and would have defended the Chop Shop venue during the storyline. The Japanese rapper S-Row was slated to make his return for Def Jam Fight for New York. Images of him were found in the alpha build of the game. It's unknown if he was intended to be exclusively released on the Japanese version of the game, just like he was on Vendetta. LL Cool J was planned to make an appearance in the game as well. His character select placeholder image was found in the alpha build of the game. Many fans believe that the character Dan G resembles him. It should be noted that his song Mama Said Knock You Out is featured on the game soundtrack. Why LL Cool J was cut is believed to be due to Flavor Flav switching over to D-Mob's crew. It's very possible that LL was originally planned to be a representative for D-Mob at the Terror Dome, but instead Flavor Flav was chosen and LL was removed. DMX was planned to make a return in Def Jam Fight for New York after being featured prominently in Vendetta. After appearing in Vendetta, DMX did not like that he was paid 2 cents per one game sold. Upon its release, the game was $50. Concept art was made for him, but since
50 beans? Damn, bro. 50 beans in like 2005? That's like 130 beans now.
Yeah.
Like, niggas low-key be getting pissed, like, oh, $70 games? It's like, nigga, when wasn't they $70?
Shit,
Like,
classic Nintendo games were 50.
bro, when you go look at them, like, old magazine, like, Toys R Us catalogs and shit like that they put up online, they be like,
Yeah.
Super Mario was $45 in the fucking 80s and shit, like, or 90s and shit like that on the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo or whatever it was that niggas was playing. It's like $45.
Yeah.
$45
I seen
for a
64 games
cartridge?
in the ads that were $60, $70.
I ain't lying neither, bro. I'm telling you.
You
Go
know?
look it up. I wanna see if I can find it real quick.
Because there was shit like the gold cartridge, the silver cartridge, the red cartridge, the blue cartridge. Or, man, fucking games have always been expensive.
Man,
It's been like that.
niggas be like $70. That shit could be. Yeah, bro. It say new games would typically cost between $50 and $70 in 1990s.
Yeah.
Now
That's
go
why
look
my
up.
mom wouldn't fucking buy it.
Now let's go look up the CPI from 1990 to 2020. We just gonna do a 25 because they probably ain't got no 26 statistics. No, not CPU, bitch. CPI. Here we go. Here we go. $50. I'm gonna just do 50. Calculate. That's $96. So imagine if you was paying 100 bones for every game that you got to get instead of 60 and 70 bones. Like, if
Getting
we
there.
being real,
It's gonna happen one day.
it's going to eventually go up, but low key, them niggas been keeping it consistent since the 90s. If we being real, them niggas ain't changed. They like, look, nigga, it's still $50. It's still $60. So it's like, you can't even be mad at them motherfuckers at that point. Low key, niggas just getting sensitive. It's always been $70, bitch.
He did not return to the series. The character Tech filled his roster spot and has a resemblance to DMX. Tech also allegedly has DMX's stats and moveset. Also, his songs Where the Hood At and Who We Be were cut from the game as well. Last but not least, we have Khalees. She was planned to make an appearance in Def Jam Fight for New York. She was most likely going to be an option as a girl.
She be walking around on that ranch with that ass out now.
Good Lord.
Oh, gosh. Jesus.
On the beach and the fucking ocean, just adding on with the beauty. Goddamn.
Hey, man. Hey.
And she can cook.
Hey, I don't give a fuck if she couldn't. I can cook. I can make us both a salami plate. Pause. Specifically for her.
During the story mode. Fight for New York has to be one of my favorite games of all time. I'd be lying if I say that I didn't still have nightmares of facing Crack, Crow, Magic, and Sean Paul during the story.
Literally, Fat Joe was the hardest person to fight in that game.
Agreed.
Like, Crow wasn't an issue for me. I beat that one easy. And I didn't even have this game. I beat this like I always played these games at other people's cribs. So
yeah,
I beat this shit like within a 2-day span. Chilling at my cousin's crib for like 2 days. Beat the game. Like, yeah, this shit fire.
I never owned this game. Like I said, every friend's house, I would play the story mode and beat the whole shit just so I would have a save file at the house.
That ain't one of the most fun things to do though.
Yeah.
Like, cause when you grow up and you don't have a lot, and it may not even be because your people's not. It's just like, this ain't what we do. This ain't what we putting our money towards. We putting our money towards. It's like you go to other people's cribs and they got like 2 Game Boys or 3 Game Boys. They just be like, here, bro, you just play it. You know, obviously you can't keep it because they parents not even gonna let you keep it. And then you gonna take it home and then your parents gonna be like, hell no, give it back. And that's how it always be. So you just be like, shit, when you go to their crib, that's just the Game Boy that you play. And you over there.
Hell yeah.
And then just be like, bro, and you just try to keep on. Most of my Pokemon, that's the reason why people don't understand, like, my love for Pokemon is so deep, especially in my adulthood, because when I was a kid, Like I couldn't get no Pokemon games. Got one time, and I love that game to death, to death. But a lot of my Pokemon experiences was at other people's cribs. Was me playing on somebody else's Game Boy and just being like,
That's
oh,
crazy.
man, let me pop that red in, pause real quick. Let me see what that's hitting for. And then you, oh man, I'm in the hole. Then you come back 6 months later, that shit wiped away. You start a whole new bitch again. It's like that's my gaming experience for most of my life was just doing that. So that's the reason why video games never really had a precedence for me. That's why now that I do have my own little shit that I be doing, I be like, man, I can play all these games that I wanted to play back when I was a kid, and that's why I've been copping all of them bitches for $15 and $10 recently because like nigga, I can play all of that shit now.
Yeah.
And I can just not even relive, but actually give the child in me pause
What do you mean by
the
that?
shit that I wanted to do back when I was a kid.
Hell yeah.
So just a different experience. But man,
Best believe
I remember growing up and not having no game system to play and just being like, shit, I'm gonna go play Def Jam Vendetta when I get over to my cousin's crib this week.
Hell
to
yeah.
be raging like crazy. But I've considered going back and getting 100% of the achievements for the game with retro achievements, but we'll see about that. But sadly, this game turned out to be the height of the franchise because
Yes.
after its release, everything
Obviously,
went downhill.
You said that other shit was whack. Def Jam Icon. I never played it.
After
good.
Fight for New York, fans had to wait 2 years for the takeover, which is the PSP port of the game. What many fans don't know is that 2006 also saw a mobile version of Fight for New York released only on Java phones.
Wow.
Reviews
What?
weren't great due to heavy mobile limitations. In October
That's
of
crazy.
2006,
At that time
EA
period, to be
announced
doing that
Def
is
Jam
super
Icon
crazy.
I
for
wish we would have got
PS3
like a
and the
dedicated
Xbox
2D
360
like that
with
looked
the
dope.
release
That
planned
look
for
like
March of
Mortal Kombat,
2007.
but just
Unlike the
black
first two
hood
games,
niggas.
which were developed
Fucking
by EA
Fire Pro
Canada
Wrestling, the
and
Def Jam
Aki,
edition.
Icon was made by EA Chicago with no involvement from Aki. Executive producer Kudo Sonoda
Hey,
pushed
Kudo.
for a new direction aiming to reinvent fighting games through music-driven environmental interactions, now known as the DJ controls. It's
Is that the
reported
shit when they
that
was, like,
Kudo
rapping? He was trying to
also
be a
felt
rapper,
the
too,
earlier
at the
games
time?
were quote-unquote just
Def Jam
wrestling
Icon?
games with rappers,
I don't
and he
know.
wanted
I
Icon
thought
to feel
you
more
ain't played Def
hip-hop.
Jam Icon?
Some people enjoy
I played
Icon, but
But like
personally,
you bounce,
I'm not
so
a
like
really
that
big
shit, like
fan of
it's
it.
based
I
around the
understand
music.
that some people
then
you-
actually
Yeah,
like
it
the
is,
game,
T.I.
but I'm just
So
not
you had
one
to
of
like
them.
do the
I
scratch
hated
shit
it
to make
when
the
it first
fucking
dropped,
like
and I still
the
do not
level
like it
bounce
now.
up to make them
Vendetta was
pretty
great.
Bro,
much
that shit
Fight for
look
New
bounce
York
off the
was
drum.
perfection. And
Yeah.
Icon
This shit
was
look
just a
ass.
major
And that
downgrade.
shit, yeah, you got this
Removed
camera that's
blazing
just
moves,
bouncing around,
changed the
shit
combat
shaking.
system,
Yeah.
slowed the
Wingardium
gameplay, and featured a
Leviosa.
smaller roster. Ghostface Killer, Sticky
Damn.
Fingers, and Sean Paul returned to the series
Anthony
as
Anderson's
playable
the villain in
characters.
this game.
This means
Anthony
that
fucking
Ghostface
Anderson.
Anthony fucking Anderson
No.
is the
And
villain.
that's Fat Anthony Anderson too. That ain't even.
That was. That
ain't
was
the-
Krispy Kreme Anderson.
Yeah, bro. I'm saying that's my favorite Anthony Anderson though.
Mine too.
I didn't like the skinny. I don't like the skinny Anthony Anderson. That's why Blackish came and it went, and that nigga ain't been here since.
Yeah, I like that barbershop Anthony Anderson.
Me too. Me too. That's when he was funny.
Redman,
And they start
Ludacris,
being corny.
and
I
Method
said,
Man are the only four to appear in
I might
all
have to
three
buy this
fighting
game
games
just to
in
replay
the
it for
trilogy.
shits and gigs.
Kevin Lyles, who
Icon?
came up
Look,
with
I always thought these two niggas looked alike, bro.
Wow.
I cannot lie to you. Kevin, be careful. They looking for him. And if they find you, you might go down. Please, be safe, Kevin.
idea for the series finally appears as he plays the character of Curtis Carver,
That nigga
while
Russ
Russell
was on that
Simmons, the
dust.
co-founder of Def Jam Records, portrays
That
the
nigga was a
character
sherm
Russ.
head. That
There
nigga
are
was
some
dead.
unlockables in the game, with
Eminem,
Fat
no
Joe
code.
being
Man.
won via a cheat code. Unfortunately, Fat Joe cannot be saved in the game data, and you need to input his cheat code each time the game resets in order to play as him.
Wow.
The story mode focused on building and managing
makes
a
sense.
record
There he
label,
is.
signing artists,
Anderson is
and fighting
crazy.
rivals. You climb the ranks of the
And why
music
do we look
industry,
worse than the
managing
last
your
game?
own record label,
Exactly. How
signing
do you get
artists,
terrible?
and fighting
More
rivals
worse.
who send their
Well,
artists
worse
to
graphics.
intimidate you. When Def Jam Icon was released
Damn,
in March of
Damn.
I'm gonna be
2007,
honest with you. GameSpot, I've never heard of these niggas. But they just gave an 8.1 to everything. They just gave them an 8.1 for everything. Them niggas didn't give a fuck. They said 8.1.
8.1.
8.1. These niggas said 6.7.
6.7. God
The kids
damn.
not gonna like that. They gonna see us old ass niggas doing that. They gonna be like,
Yeah, I had 3 kids. I hear that shit all day.
they gonna hate that we just did that. Damn. I'm sorry, kids. We fucking up y'all shit. I'm sorry.
That's what old people do.
reviews were far lower than the first 2 entries.
Coming for your
While the
shit.
game
for you,
has a
nigga.
small fan base, most players
That
consider it
nigga-
the moment the franchise declined. What many don't know is that a follow-up to Icon was actually in development. It
glad
reportedly
it
kept the
stopped
Icon-style gameplay, but added a new
Borderline
combo
too.
system and improved song switching. 3 modes,
Song
Throwdown,
switching? No.
Obey, and UCM
No,
were planned,
that shit
though
sounds
their
so
purposes
ass.
But we
remain
was gonna throw
unknown.
extra
A
shit
beta
on here.
build
What was wrong
exists
with just the
featuring
fight?
2 characters, including T.I.
And the
3
storyline.
stages
That's
and 2
people
songs,
have lost
and
the
gameplay
storyline so
can still be
much, and
found
it's like,
online.
bro,
The
you
reason
don't
the
understand
sequel
that you hold
never
people's
released
attention. Like, no,
likely
people
comes
gonna
down
skip
to
past the
EA
storyline.
Chicago
Yeah, people who
closing
don't give
its
a fuck
doors
about
in
gaming.
November of
Yeah.
The
2007,
people who care
only
about
8
gaming
months
aren't
after
about to skip
Icon
over that
launched.
storyline. So if you actually put the time into making it good,
Yeah.
they're gonna take the time into making sure they follow it.
After Def
Word.
Jam
I know
Icon,
that from
the
all the
fighting
YouTube
series
videos
came
I
to
be
an
watching.
end,
The
but
niggas
Def
fighting.
Jam did not stop releasing
And
games
in
immediately.
this game,
In
if
2010,
you're
they
10 hours
tried
in,
something
you'll
new
see this
with
marking
Def
on the
Jam
wall.
Rap Star,
And if you
a
look at the
rap-themed
movies that are
karaoke
based on the
game
same
that
game,
received
then you'll
mixed
notice
reviews.
that this was about
After
her
that,
brother.
Def
And I
Jam
was like,
never
nigga,
released
no, it
another
is not.
video game.
You are
Over the
tripping.
years, the label has
Stop,
teased
go
the comeback,
outside.
but as of 2025, no official
remember
announcement
that
has
shit.
ever been made. Fans would love to see the series return, but there are genuine concerns, starting with today's Def Jam roster. With all due respect, Def Jam just isn't the powerhouse.
Anil is on Def Jam? I did not know that. I
Never
be
heard
seeing
of.
Breeze Kennedy is a see this. I need to start looking at niggas. I need to start looking at these pages more.
Once was in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, but they still have legends.
Joe
2
is
Chainz,
all right.
Big Sean,
That's
Public
right.
Enemy, Jadakiss, Jeezy, LL Cool J, Rihanna, Wale, Tiana Taylor, and
The hell of a
others,
goddamn
but
run.
just not on the same level
definitely.
as the roster that powered the original games. However, what a lot of people fail to point out is that past Def Jam games did not only use Def Jam artists. The parent company of Def Jam is UMG. For those who don't know, the music industry is dominated by the big 3, which is Sony, UMG, and Warner Music Group. They each have their own subsidiary labels. For instance, Snoop Dogg was never a Def Jam artist. During the time of Fight for New York, he was signed to Geffen Records, which is under UMG. Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, and Mobb Deep were other artists that appeared in the series that also were not signed to Def Jam. Some of these
Bro, you talking about conglomerations though. Like that's just like how Mars owns majority of the candy bars in the market. And sometimes they candy bars are competing against each other, but they all owned by Mars.
Yeah.
So
It's like the Don Callis
yeah,
family
and
from
then you got
AEW.
you got Hershey's, of course, but still, it's like Hershey's and Mars make 2 different types of candy. When you really look at it, Hershey's makes sheet chocolate. Mars makes candy bars.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of their shit is like the Milky Ways, the Snickers, the shit like that. The 3 Musketeers. All of these is just Mars candies, candy bars, balls.
What do
But
you mean by that?
when you look at Hershey's, they make a different style of candy. They make sheet candy. They make the Kiss. They make different styles, and that's why people can own different sections of the market. It's like Pepsi and Coke. They own different sections of the market, but it's also like nigga, we also own Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper and all these other things that all trickle back up to us as a conglomerate. That's just how every business is. That's how every industry is in America.
Yeah,
Like the music industry ain't no different.
not at
Where
all.
artists were actually signed to other labels under Warner and Sony at the time. If we look at a label such as Republic Records, which is under UMG, you'll see they have artists such as Drake, Lil Wayne, Kid Cudi, The Weeknd, Metro Boomin,
Wow.
and Nicki Minaj. Then you also have IGA,
Huntrix.
comprised of Interscope Records, Geffen, and
These
A&M
motherfuckers
Records.
got
They
everybody.
have Eminem, DaBaby, Glorilla, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Playboy Cardi. Issue number 2 is that the rappers who appeared on the video game were not paid well. Earlier, I mentioned how DMX was paid 2 cents for every copy of Def Jam Vendetta, but he's not the only rapper who has spoken out. Joe Budden, who appears in Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York, claims that he was paid a one-time talent fee of $3,500 to appear in the game. Ice-T, who appeared in Fight for New York, has expressed his interest in having the game remastered for newer consoles. However, in 2024, he tweeted out about why
That's how it-
hasn't been brought back for the newer consoles. Maybe because they'd have to pay the voice and the music rights again. Maybe.
the game has not been
Maybe.
remastered, citing that they did
But
not
that's the
want
reason why niggas is only gonna get 2 cents for a copy. Like your royalty can't be that big, pause, because if it is, then how are we gonna make a profit to make another game based off of this? This where it becomes the artist versus the industry game. Where it's like, hey bro, to be an artist is one thing, but to make a profit is another. You can't want both of those things to happen and think that you're gonna get paid the way that you want to get paid. That's not conducive with making a profit.
Yeah, man. I watched this dude Michael Pachter all the time. Was a game analyst, and that dude had once broke it down like the sale of a game, like
Yeah.
all 100% of it, where the cuts go in here, and
The
like
majority of that shit got to go back to the people who making the game, and
Yeah.
specifically the I don't want to say animators because they're not animators, but
the game developers.
developers. Bam, like those people deserve a way bigger royalty than Ice-T does. And as much as we don't want to agree with that as a community, because in the black community specifically, we know what Ice-T mean to us. But to the developing world, those game developers who are creating these games, that shit, like, bro, without no damn.
Shit, they
pay for
freaking
his voice.
they spent months at a time away from their families doing like 12-hour days, 16-hour days.
Yeah.
You can't even leave the fucking facility.
Especially in Japan.
Yeah. They
You
got
know what I'm
like
saying?
the
Like,
rooms
the
and all that
Poke-
shit
like,
built there.
Bro, the Pokemon Corporation specifically, them niggas be out there making nigga, you gonna be here 20 hours working on Pokemon all day. Back in the day when they first made Red, bro, these niggas wasn't they wasn't going to the crib. Them niggas was at that bitch doing this for 20 hours a day. When them niggas created Facebook,
Yeah.
doing this 20 hours a day, bro. Like, that's all you can do if you want to create something great. And that's what people don't also understand. It's like, this statement is very true. Yes, they will have to pay these niggas. And yes, they are going to come for more money. So why would we even try to make a game like this if we already know that we're going to have to pay y'all more than what we're going to pay the developers for? And the developers are the people who are actually making the game.
Yeah.
It don't make sense. Like, nigga, we gonna take 2 losses at the same time. We might as well make another Pokemon game. We might as well make another Yu-Gi-Oh game. All right. I don't think they made no new Yu-Gi-Oh games. Card game on the
Oh
phone.
yeah, that Yu-Gi-Oh man, the free that dueling free to play Yu-Gi-Oh game. My
Man,
brother plays the shit out of that.
we gonna make more Animal Crossings, more Fallouts, more shit that we already know. Like, bro, people love these games. They love the IP for these games, and they're gonna buy it based off of the IP. When they
Yeah,
make another Red Dead Redemption in 15 years, guess what? Nigga, that bitch probably gonna be the highest sold game that ever came out again. You know
yeah,
why? Because that's what happens when you build a brand based off of a game, and you can't. You why do you think that Grand Theft Auto keep on switching up the people that they use? Because niggas got too big for their britches and thought they was bigger than the program, and niggas said, "Hey, look, the first one we had Ray Liotta. Now we got niggas that y'all don't even know who the fuck they is." Cause Ray
yeah.
Liotta,
Dr. Dre.
man, but the main characters be niggas that they don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know these niggas. We'll get these other, like, I remember they was doing that Nicocabo avocado bullshit where they was making fun of him. They got these niggas on standby. Don't get it twisted. But the main character, you don't even know who this. You wouldn't be able to pick this nigga out of a lineup if you
no,
saw this
no.
nigga.
For the rights to his music again. This brings up another issue, which is licensing. During an interview for A Fight for New York, Josh Holmes was questioned about the licensing process for the game. It differs a little because of the label ties, but in general, music licensing for hip hop is a totally different beast. You have all of the
How much of your label is taking that money too? That's really what y'all should have the issue with. Y'all shouldn't have the issue with the gaming company. How much of your label is taking off? You only getting 2 cents because them niggas getting 12 cents. Maybe all 14 cents should be coming to you. Maybe that changes your perspective on it too. But
writers, featured artists, sample clearances,
maybe that's
etc.
the bigger problem.
Honestly,
Maybe the
it's a
label
complete
is.
nightmare clearing a hip hop song as compared to other genres, especially if you want classics or contemporary hits. But the result of all that effort is worth the pain. If a game like Fight for New York was to be remastered, the licensing would be a huge issue. Licensed music, celebrity likenesses, and real world brands are things that would need to be dealt with. Lauren Wartzer Seawood, the former VP of marketing for Def Jam, who played a pivotal role in the first two games, is quoted as saying, I'm sure a lot of rappers would rightly want much more money if the game was re released today. A sequel might be one of the most expensive games of all time. A number of different parties would have to come to the table and agree. Def Jam is now owned by a number of corporate entities. A lot of the game's characters have also left the label too, so negotiating for a new game or even a
Ain't
remaster
no Def
would be
Jam,
tricky
nigga.
and complex. Another reason that I've heard about why the series died is because it did not sell well. As I mentioned, EA Chicago, the developer of Def Jam Icon, closed its doors months after the release of the game. This is because the studio was not meeting the company's profitability targets, which killed the possibility of a follow up.
You
According
supposed
to
that
VG
shit
That
Charts,
shit
the
looks so
PS2
ass,
version
bro.
in
I
the
of the
can't
middle
game
of
drive.
fucking
has sold
combat.
Scrap it.
1.94 million
You
copies
scratching records.
total.
That
The
shit is so
PS2
Yeah,
version
terrible,
of
nah,
man.
Fight
that
for
shit
New York
ass.
Why do
has
we
sold
always gotta just
1.76
jump
million
so
copies
far
total on
off the
its own.
goddamn
Def
like
Jam Icon
Nigga said,
past?
I
sold
got a great idea, y'all.
780,000 copies total.
He gonna
When you
scratch
combine
in the
the
middle of
Xbox
scrapping.
and
Shit
PS3
gonna be
sales,
crazy.
as you can see,
Nigga
the
said,
series was on a sales
let's
decline.
roll with that
In
one
an
instead of
interview,
all of the other
Lauren
gaming
Seawood
mechanics that
said
worked
that Fight for
for
New York
decades
cost
up to that
around
point. Y'all
$15
created the
million
one gaming
to
mechanic
make.
that has never
Adjusted with
been
inflation,
reintroduced
this
in
is
any other
around
game in the history of
$26
gaming. I've never
million
played this game,
today.
but
I tried to
I
find the
hear what he's
production
saying,
cost
and I'm
for
looking at it and
fighting
I'm
games
saying,
like
how
Tekken
dope.
5, Mortal Kombat
Icons could have been the
Deception,
best.
Here Comes
If
the
they would have just
Pain,
stuck with
and
this
Dragon Ball
formula
Real
Z,
shit.
with the more
Budokai 2,
powerful
which were
consoles,
other
you
fighting
would have
games
way
that
more
were out
breakable
during the prime
environments,
of the Def
way
Jam
more
series. From what
destructibility,
I've
way
seen,
more
it's safe to
items.
say
They
that
just
the
Even
didn't
have
have
to
to
budget for
bring
make
out
these
some
one
games
man.
matches
were
though.
not nearly as
Yeah,
much as
that's
Vendetta
all you
or
had to
Fight for
do
New
was
You
York.
remember?
They
copy,
also sold
paste,
more and were
and
more
fucking
profitable.
add a little
Let
bit
me
more
know down in the
flavor
comments
and
whether
fucking
you'd like to see
garnish
the
and
Def
shit to
Jam
the
fighting
dish.
series
You
return. I
had
think despite everything set up to
decided,
this
you know
point,
what?
I
Fuck
do
the
think the
chicken
game
sandwich. I'm gonna
can
try
come back
sushi
and be a
Yeah.
and
success.
completely change
But
the
that's
whole
going to be
shit.
about
Yeah.
it for the video. I love you guys with all my heart. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, shout them
From
out,
the
man.
bloodiest day in American history.
No, we not watching that one. I know what that one is. In my goddamn watch laters, I need to take it out of there. But guess what, brother? You earned the subscribe. You earned the like. And we appreciate you as always.
Sure do.
That's some great shit. Shit, man. That's another vid on deck.